Alright, Schlockmeister fans, I'm going to do a relatively newer film here. This one's called Mother. I really don't know a lot about it, but we're going to check it out together, so let's watch. Here we meet Jennifer Lawrence, the mother of Mother, in a great outfit. She's looking for her husband. And she finds him.
Oh, it scared me.
Sorry. Didn't mean to.
You're outside? Why didn't you wake me?
I wanted to be alone. I do research and teach.
They get a visitor at the door, Ed Harris.
Yes, I know. It's a bit boring. It's not boring at all.
He kind of wandered onto the property.
Can we get anything to drink? No, that's fine.
Some tea?
Hmm?
Some tea?
No. Creating.
Javier is a writer.
In the ashes.
This is his little office.
Isn't that remarkable?
He's got this
Give me this
piece of glass, which is a reminder from
and then I met her.
his house that burned down to the ground. That's the only thing that was left over at the end of it. So he keeps it. Something seems to be happening to her. She takes some sort of yellow liquid. Then Michelle Pfeiffer comes to the door. Turns out they're married.
Nice to meet you.
Oh, pleasure's mine.
Ed Harris invited her. And Mother is really confused.
Really?
Earlier. I know what it's like when you're just starting out and you think you have all the time in the world. And, you know, you're not going to be so young forever. Have kids. Then you'll be creating something together. That's what keeps the marriage going. This is all just setting. It's private. Oh, can't you just give me a peek?
She wants to go in his office.
Wow, you really do love him. God help you.
A little later, she's trying to unclog the toilet, and she finds... you tell me. Turns out Ed Harris is just a crazy fan.
That's not the point. He didn't just stumble on us. He's a crazy fan.
I know.
Excuse me?
That's what he told me on our walk. He's dying.
They hear something break upstairs and go to investigate.
I'm so sorry. We're both sorry.
Remember that glass memento?
It just fell out.
We'll search and find
We
another
can
one.
pay
I
for a
promise.
new one.
Quiet!
So she tells them that they better leave. It's time for them to just go. But instead, they duck into a room to have sex. What the hell? He decides to board up the room so they can't get in again.
Yeah, and where would they go?
Where's my mother?
And then another stranger shows up at the door
She's
and barges in.
here.
Hey,
Their
nice to see you.
son.
Did you invite your son? What are you doing here?
I tried calling, but I couldn't get through. There's no...
What's wrong?
He came to the house and found the will.
And then another son shows up. And a fight ensues.
Get up! Get up! Get up! Stop thinking! Get up! Get up! Look at me!
He is very injured. So she goes to clean up the blood stain on the floor after they all leave to go to the hospital. And it almost seems like it's acidic. It's dripping through the basement. All the blood leaking through the floorboards leads her to discovering a secret room down there and a frog. Things are getting weird now. The son who injured his brother returns.
They left you all alone.
The police are looking for him. He's just come to retrieve his wallet that he left behind.
In here?
Yeah, straight ahead in the kitchen.
Everybody returns. Turns out the son died at the hospital. And her husband, since they had no place to go, said, yeah, you can come back to the
Came
house.
back quick.
What are they doing here?
They had nowhere to go, so I told them it would be all right to invite some friends and family. I'll go deal with them.
Not only has the family come over, but they've invited friends and mourners. Who brought food?
Where's that?
Things are still getting weird.
You need to leave.
I'll just be a minute.
This is our room.
It's okay.
These unwanted guests are everywhere, and they're generally
Please.
rude, too.
You want to take my number?
No, I don't want your number.
Why would you say sassy?
Leave me alone.
You know what? Get out of my face. You're an arrogant cunt. Excuse me?
She argues with her husband now.
You talk about wanting kids, but you can't even fuck me.
He does now, though. The morning after. And I don't know how much time has passed or what has happened here, but suddenly she's really pregnant.
It moved! It moved! What is it?
Again, I'm not sure how much time has passed here, but all those unwanted guests start to return again. Are they fans of his?
So you finished
Next thing you know, the guests are everywhere.
What are you doing?
How about a little privacy? Please?
Sir!
I've been waiting a long time. Excuse me. Hey, wait your turn, lady.
No! How did you get in here? Not something of this!
This woman tried to steal something.
It's mine! You did it! Now I gotta find something else! Get out! All of you! Stop! This doesn't belong to you!
And we have complete chaos in the house. Apparently she's going into labor now.
Make them go.
I can't.
Yes, you can! They adore you! They would listen to you! Why won't you?
I don't want them to go.
She gave birth. Keep your eye on the baby. I think that baby is peeing. Uh-oh. Now I think they're eating the baby.
You hear that? That's the sound of life. The sound of humanity. His cry of love. His love.
She starts attacking them and then vice versa. And they rip her top off. She escapes down to the basement. Flame on. guess is as good as mine here.
What are you?
I am mine.
It appears that he's reaching inside of her now with the intent of pulling out her heart. The heart then turns into that same glass object that was broken earlier. He's got his memento back. Our final scene in the movie, that's not Jennifer Lawrence.
Baby?
All right. Let's talk about this movie, Mother. It was directed by, what's this dude's name? Darren Aronofsky, something like that. Did Requiem for a Dream, The Wrestler, a bunch of other weird stuff too. This movie's weird. Let's just start with that. And I've read up. I watched this movie, then I recorded the scenes that we just saw. So I kind of watched it twice, and I read up a little bit on it in the meantime as well, so I could just figure out what the hell this film was all about. And I don't know. There doesn't seem to be any sort of consensus here. There's a lot of odd themes going on here, but as a movie, it's just, I don't know, it's just weird. The plot you saw here was we have a husband and wife. They're living in some big estate in the middle of nowhere somewhere. He's a writer. And they get these unwelcome house guests, and then they don't leave. She tries to get them to leave, and they still don't leave. In fact, they have sex on the couch instead. And her husband seems to not be okay with everybody staying there. Then this weird couple's family, or their sons, come over. They get into a fight. One of them kills the other one in the living room, or at least injures him badly enough where he dies later on. And then after they go to the hospital, they all come back, and the husband lets them stay. She's cleaning up this blood on the floor, and like in the movie Alien, it like cuts through the floor and drips down into the basement, and is very like acid-like. She finds a secret room in the basement. There's a frog inside of there. And then she's also got this yellow powder, which she's putting in this drink all the time and drinking it. We don't know what that is, and there doesn't seem to be any consensus online as to what that could possibly be either. It's just a weird film. And of course, the ending, the last like 20 minutes or so, when she gives birth, again, was she pregnant the next day or give birth the next day? I don't know. Or do they fast forward several months? I'm not sure. But suddenly there's a million people in her house again. They're causing havoc. They're all very rude. They're breaking things, stealing things, calling her a cunt. And she gives birth. The husband takes the baby and shows it to the crowd, and they pass the baby all over their head like it's crowd surfing. And next thing you know, the baby snaps like its neck snapped or something, and it was killed. And then moments later, they're all eating the baby, and we see this mutilated corpse laying there. It's horrific. And then she tries to attack them, and then they attack her instead. They rip her shirt off, exposing her breasts. And I don't know what happened. She lit the whole place on fire, and it blew up. Last scene of the movie shows a different woman in Jennifer Lawrence's bed. And like everything's back to normal. It's just like going full circle, but just with a different wife. I don't know. Also interesting in this movie, all of the characters in this movie don't have any names. Mother was Mother, and her husband's name was him. And look at IMDb, all of the people just have different like names of who they are, what they are. No actual people names. So anyway, weird film. I'm sure some of you have seen this movie because it's pretty mainstream. The critics seem to like it overall. Some of the regular people, though, non-critics, thought it was weird, didn't quite get it. I'd like to know what you thought about it. Explain this movie to me. I didn't dislike it. I just found it very odd. So leave some comments down below. Let me know what you think of Mother, and just decipher it for me. Leave some comments. We'll talk about it. Bye.